Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GA with me, Seamus Brady and Luke Payton. In this video, we are going to be giving a match review of the All-Ireland Football Championship qualifier, which took place between Clare and Meath over the weekend. Now, this, in my view, Luke, is the end of the Andy McEntee era with Meath, surely. I mean, over the last few seasons, they seem to put out a result whenever Andy McEntee's job is on the line, and they have religiously seemed to do that. But this time, they didn't get the job done, losing away to Clare by 1-11 to 1-9. As I said, McEntee, of course, barely hung on to his job before the season started. Then they had a terrible start to the league, picked it up a little bit towards the end, including a victory away at Clare, ironically. Then they got torn limb from limb by Dublin in the Leinster Championship and then dumped out by Clare in the qualifiers. Surely it's the end of the McEntee era now.
Yeah, look, I think we had this debate kind of at the start of the year where when there was the whole rumblings about that the county board were meeting as well to discuss McEntee's future, if he should carry on or not as well. And look, there's a lot of people were very unsure at the start of the year. And look, it's been a disaster of a year, to be honest now. So I think there's no doubt that there will be a change probably in management there next year as well. I think a lot of people in the county wanted that at the start of this year. And look, it's only going to be even more people now after what we've seen this year as well. And look, just to go into it for a second, the whole thing kind of just seems a bit dysfunctional at the moment in Meath, in that, look, the team was announced the morning of the game, and then about 4 hours later when the game starts, there's 6 changes in there as well, where key positions like centre half, back, midfield, all these positions where there's late swaps into the team, it just seems bizarre. Other instances, like they're relying on the keeper to kick the frees, the fullback took the penalty as well. It's just, the whole thing just seems kind of mad, and it's just stuff that you wouldn't see kind of elsewhere. And yeah, look, it just doesn't seem all right kind of at the moment in Meath football. And but look, just got to, first of all, got to say kind of credit to Clare though as well, and that, look, they've been a great league team for years, and that they've always seemed to be able to kind of stay in Division 2, and they're well able to fight in there as well, but they haven't kind of translated that kind of success into Championship. But look, this gives them a good chance to go on a run in the back of the qualifiers here now as well. They're playing in like a very high quality All-Ireland at the moment now, where they know all remaining teams are going to be Division 2 standard at least. And yeah, look, for them to get a win in there as well, look, first task complete for them as well. And look, they'll be hoping now for a friendly enough draw in the next round. And look, if they can go on a bit of a run, look, that's all they can ask for. Like,
Yeah, you mentioned about Meath obviously being a bit all over the place, but where do you think the areas were in which Clare won this game?
yeah, look, it's hard to know really. They stretched out to a huge lead earlier on, I thought, and look, Meath kind of fought back as well. That they pulled it back into it a bit, and there was a nervy enough kind of finish at the end. But Clare just seemed to always have that kind of that step ahead of them as well. And you look, the early goal went in as well, was a big factor in that too. They kind of consistently held off Meath at about a 4 or 5 point gap throughout the entire first half. And yeah, look, some kind of good performances as well. They're still David Tubby's still delivering, Keelan Sexton as well. These are some like top players as well. And yeah, they have a solid team. It's a weird one with Clare, kind of in that there's no real kind of superstar, I don't think, on the team that's like absolutely stands out, but they're able to grind out results. But yeah, I do think that, look, they probably did get a handy enough draw by getting Meath in here as well, considering the mess that Meath are in. And there's not going to be many teams they're going to face in the next round anyway as well that are going to be as dysfunctional as Meath were though. So look, it's job done from Clare, but I wouldn't be getting too carried away though if I was them as well. It's not the all-time win. I think that people might have thought it could have been if Meath were a functional team at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I remember just watching and thinking that Meath just looked so toothless up front. I mean, I thought that with Jordan Morris, especially his suspension being cleared, I thought that he'd really injected something back into that forward line. I thought that, look, they bounced back pretty okay from defeats to Dublin over the last few years, particularly last year. They didn't really take that defeat too much. They showed some promise in that game, Matthew Costello's goal, and that was really adding to the narrative about Dublin declining. But Meath since McEntee's come in, I said this on GA Statsman's podcast that I believe they're further away now from Dublin than they were when McEntee took over. And this is a worse Dublin team than the one that was there when McEntee took over. So in my opinion, as good as a manager as he is, and as much passion as he has for the team, I think it's time for me to freshen up. In my opinion, I think it's time to go a different route, because they've got these minors coming in now who are full of talent. I mean, you're talking to the likes of Sean Emanuel, like really, really talented footballers like this that will be coming into the senior side over the next few years, and pairing them with the likes of Shane Walsh, Jordan Morris, Jack O'Connor, who have broke through over the last few seasons. There's some serious potential there to eventually be competing for Leinster's and indeed for All Ireland's. Would you agree with me that it's time to kind of put a new man in there, or would you think that McEntee's the man to bring these young lads through?
Yeah, look, it's a difficult one to say in an amateur sport, when you're kind of saying about managers, like the removal of managers, but something's just not going right there at the moment. And look, behind the scenes as well in the county, it just, people don't seem happy. And I think there's a general consensus that, look, the county are probably going to move on. And look, you can't say that the results have been good really for Meath at all in the entire era, really. They haven't had a year where they've like lit up the championship, where they've kind of shown huge signs of progression. It just hasn't happened. And yeah, look, I think based on that, I don't think that will help his case in keeping the job anyway as well. And yeah, I'd be hugely surprised if he is the manager next year.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, especially with a result like this, which means that Meath's championship for 2022 is over. Clare progress to fight for another day. CLARE-1-11, MEATH-1-9. That's the result from the All-Ireland football qualifier match. Meath are out, Clare goes through. Guys, that is the match review here on Play On GA. We hope you enjoyed. Keep an eye out for all the other match reviews across the channel. Until next one, guys, take care.